Jillian Bell. Welcome to General Meeting with Becky Sloviter.
This is my favorite general meeting I've ever taken because usually they're dreadful.
It's so funny you say that. On the first episode, we were talking about how I had no sense that general meetings were actually not like everybody's favorite thing, because they're my favorite thing.
They
really,
are,
yes,
well, because you're great at them and everybody falls in love with you.
You're very
and
kind.
You're the
Thanks.
easiest person to chat with. So of course you love a general meeting.
I definitely paid you to say that, and thank you for playing your part
Please
here.
Venmo me soon.
It's very quickly. Exactly.
Thank you.
So I had no sense of this. The idea for this, as I know I told you and Brianna,
Yes.
it came to me as I was leaving Miramax, and I was like, that's a good idea for a podcast. It's the only thing that in all the jobs I've had that I love. I love just connecting one-on-one, especially with actors, writers, directors. So I was like, okay, let's do this. And then as I started reaching out to people, I realized, people are like, yeah, well, I mean, I'm happy to do your podcast. You will be a fun one, but like, I hate fucking general meetings.
Well, because you never know what you're going to get.
Yes.
Sometimes you get on, and I remember one that I was on that was so rough. I just sat there and they basically were like, so what's up? And it was like all on me to carry the conversation. And I was like, you made me come here.
Yes.
And then at the end, he's like, we're looking for something for Ellen DeGeneres or Sandra Bullock. So if you can write anything for them that's fun, family friendly.
Right.
And I was like, great. And I got off and I was like, I don't know what that meeting was.
Truly, I think of them as like a fun hang. Let me get to know you.
Yes.
A bit of biography, a bit of what are you working on now? What have you loved? What do you really want to do? Just like, let's make it be a hang so that we kind of get a sense of each other. And when a script comes up or there's a project that we start developing and I'm like, oh, you know who would be amazing for this?
Yes,
Jillian
'cause
Bell.
I just had a
great
meeting.
general with her. You were one of the first people that I called to when I was sort of coming out of the proverbial closet about, okay, I'm going to do a podcast.
Right.
And doing that thing where I'm like forcing myself to tell some friends so that
It's so vulnerable.
it's so vulnerable and so like, am I really doing this? Can I do this? So I was like, okay, I'm going to call Jillian.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell her I'm doing, even I was telling you this when you and Luke got here, but just texting you that day, like, hey, do you maybe have a few minutes today to chat?
by
And
the
you
way,
were like, call anytime, obviously.
I still think when someone sends me that, they're going to be like, you're a piece of shit.
Yeah, like it's bad news.
There's something I got to tell you. I figured it out. You're a piece of shit. And then when you were like, I'm doing a podcast, I was like, can I be on it?
You are one of truly the most supportive friends that I have. And I mean, we're going to talk about your sister in a minute too, but you're just the Bell girls.
Yeah.
All credit to Tansy and Ron, but like the Bell girls are just, you're truly like some of the nicest people on this planet.
You feel to me like you're a cousin. Like I'm like,
I should be so lucky.
No, it truly is one of those things where I'm like, I know that I could call you if something's wrong with like
middle of the night. I'm like, yep, I'll be right there.
Birth control till like this person was mean to me on set. What do I have a right to say?
Oh
you know,
my
like
God, yes, I do.
All of those conversations we all need to have.
Yes.
And it's so nice to have that person to be able to call. And I know it's always met with, how can I help?
Totally. And vice versa.
Yeah.
So I was like, so I'm going to start this podcast. It's called General Me. Like I didn't even have the full word. You were like, oh, that's such a good idea.
Yeah.
And at those times when you're just starting,
Right.
the affirmation and confidence coming from you like meant everything to me.
Oh my gosh.
And then if you'll remember, I was like, okay, so let me ask you some real basic questions. Cause like if you have a question for me about producing a movie or a show, I can answer those questions. I know nothing.
You're my
I'm
go-to
learning.
gal with that.
Yeah, I'm learning as I go in this. It's like such new territory, and I always want to be really professional and appropriate and not, I'm so uncomfortable asking people for things. So like it was just hugely helpful that day. So anyway, thank you a million times.
So excited to be here.
It doesn't have to be perfect, it has to be done. I was like, okay, I'm going to just start this. And I pretty much have it crystallized what I want this to be. I really want it to be, especially in these super dark times, a
Ugh.
celebration of pop culture and of the
Love
guest,
it.
but also, and that's where the last looks questions come from, you know,
love
like,
it.
what's the shit we love? The mug that you're using today. I mean, let's talk about your love of Clue.
Look, I
Our
had
mutual
a
love.
lot of different choices for
You did.
mugs. And it was obvious to me which one I was gonna go for. And also, I love that this is like a Disney-esque cartoon version
As
of
you know, I
her.
get everything on Etsy and want it to be like real specific and unique. The one I sent you for your birthday, which is of Madeline Kahn with the
Yes.
flames,
Yes.
flames. I'm not doing
I mean,
it right.
I'll do it.
Please
Shall
do.
I?
Yes, I
This
would
is
love
my
it.
camera. Here
Yes.
we go. It doesn't say it here, but what starts off is, yes, I did. I killed Yvette. I hated her so much. Flames, breathless, heaving flames from the bottom of my breathless, heaving, and while you were in the billiard room. And that's what it is.
First of all, that movie's a masterpiece.
I got the privilege of reading her character in a live reading of Clue. And I called, you will love this because this is
Oh my
so
God,
you
tell
and
me.
I and
Tell
our
me.
brains and how we work.
Yes.
I called the man who was running it and I said, I got the script and there are several lines that did not stay in the final product. Is there a way for me to cut those, or would you like me to just say them because they've never been said before? No one will have known them. And he was like, we'll figure it out, but thank you for the heads up. And then when I got there, he goes, this woman is such a fan of Clue that she is going to subtly tell you when a line she says is not in the final edit. And so I'd be like, flames, at the bottom of my face, heaving breathless flames. The first time that I met her, and then I would do
You're
this,
like,
like that's not in there.
No,
that
nice
didn't
try though,
stay.
guys.
Yeah.
Not all of us watched and rewatched and rewatched over and over
That was
again.
the one. That was the one
Truly.
I rewatched over and over again. And it
Yes.
is my favorite movie for many reasons. As an adult now, I know why, which
Ooh.
is that I mean, the basic things are that it's a comedy, a murder mystery.
Yes.
And there's some scary parts in it. So and I
Totally.
love horror. So like any kind of death, doom, who did it, I love it. And there's a lot of physical comedy in it that is so hysterically done. But the main thing as an adult that I realized was that it's all character actors playing the leads.
Yes.
And we don't
So
do
it's-
that
no.
as much anymore.
And that's the stuff that we were raised on.
Yes.
The poster that I think I sent to you that I had made for myself, right? With all of the VHS
yes.
tapes.
Oh my God, it's
and
so
it's down in
good.
our laundry room or else I could rattle it off. But it was like all the movies that
Ugh.
we bonded over. Look at my, wait, where is it? Soap dish? Soap dish bubbles that I got. They gave those out at the premiere, apparently, because I got it off of eBay.
What?
How about it? And I can now read it's, yes, when the dirt flies, watch the bubbles rise. And it's like bubbles.
I need to
which
tell
still
you
work.
when we're not rolling, I'm sorry, audience, about
Cut.
something that I am writing that has a nod to soap dish.
Oh, I can't wait to hear.
Yeah.
Okay. This is actually a great segue. Oh, look how we're segueing all over the place.
Look at you.
Oh my God.
Naturally.
So tempting. Okay. So you are an incredible performer, an incredible writer, and now an incredible director. But there's a bit of your childhood and biography that I just want to touch upon to whatever depth you're comfortable.
Too far.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
out.
We've already gone too far.
I'm out.
Bye. About the great Ron Bell.
Oh my
And
gosh.
I say this, so Ron is your dad.
Yes.
And you were born and raised in Las Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You have an older sister, Brianna.
Champion.
I mean,
Tansy.
Tansy and Ron are your parents.
Yes.
Okay. I have met Tansy, of course. I have never had the pleasure of meeting Ron because he is not with us anymore.
Yes, he passed away.
When did he pass away?
It'll be, I think it's like 12 years now.
So he passed away. You'd been on SNL at that point.
Yes.
You'd been in movies at that point.
I had been in Bridesmaids
Yep.
at that point, and I walk by in Broadway. Broadway?
In Broadway. Don't I know
what
it?
is this? What's in here?
I'll just watch. I did. I drugged you.
Broadway. No, and now my bra's showing. Look, it's going great.
This is the vibe
folks.
of this podcast.
Yeah, I
this
love
is
it.
what we want.
I love it. I was in Bridesmaids.
Yes, you were.
And I walk by
In the
the
bridal
beginning of
shower
the bridal
scene.
shower, yes.
Yes, you do, because I screamed when I saw
You
it.
did?
I didn't realize I mean, I'll just watch Bridesmaids on, like, any given
It's
Tuesday.
the most
It's
I've ever had to do ADR for anything.
Is that true?
Yes.
Oh my god,
I
I
had to
love
go
it.
in, I think, 7 times for a line I say off screen,
Oh my god. This is
and it kept
amazing.
changing.
This is amazing.
But directed by the great Paul Feig,
Oh, that
and
movie's perfect in every way. I've seen it 9 billion times.
it's perfect.
So upon rewatch somewhat recently, I was like, "There's Jillian."
Yeah.
Like, I knew you were in it, but I had forgotten that in some way.
Yes. Well, most people forget because it's a blip. And my dad fell asleep or blinked. No, he blinked during that part and missed me walking by, so he had to go see it again in the theaters.
But that speaks to, first of all, his dedication and devotion
Yes.
to his daughters and his pride and all of it. But so it was shortly thereafter
It
that
was
he
shortly
passed away?
thereafter. So I had done, I think, a couple of small things. I had done Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Yep.
So he had seen that. So that was a big one.
Yeah.
Then I was a writer on SNL. He came out and had such a fun night. I don't remember who the host was or anything. I just remember my dad being there. I remember Bobby Moynihan
Yeah.
being very sweet to my
So
father.
sweet.
And like getting to hang out with my dad as an adult. So that's like a
Yes.
core memory for me. And then after that I did that small part in Bridesmaids, and I think it was I had shot The Master, and I don't think that had come out yet. And again, that was another small part, but
Yes.
amazing to be able to do that. My dad was not there for 22 Jump Street, which is crazy because a couple of things.
Yeah.
Well, one, it's just sad that he's not there. He took me to the movies every Sunday of his life. And so movies meant a lot to him and to me, and he's the reason why I wanted to become a filmmaker
Yeah.
and to do anything with film. And the craziest thing is 2 things. So one was in the trailer for when I was shooting 22 Jump Street was this print of some piece of art that I have not seen since the 80s, and my dad had it in his office. So that was wild to me.
Chills.
Like,
Oh my
I've never
God.
seen it's not a famous, like, it's not like a
Totally.
Picasso fake, whatever.
Yes.
It's like this one specific thing. So that was in
Wow.
there. The other thing is my dad, once he became an adult and like made his own money, was determined to always have a Mercedes. So he always
Mm.
drove a Mercedes car.
Mhm.
And when we lost everything, he drove an 80s Mercedes that was like a diesel that had no air conditioning in the Vegas summer. That was how dedicated he was to being like, this was a thing I promised myself I would always have no matter what.
Yep. Yep.
My
Love
role
that.
in 22 Jump Street is Mercedes. There is no reason for my character to have been called Mercedes.
No.
There's no
That is
reference to it.
No.
There's no like joke that's made about it. My name is just Mercedes.
And God bless Mercedes rule, but it's just not a very common fucking
It's
name.
not a common name.
Wow.
So I just was like,
Ron
those are
Bell.
all little winks from
Oh,
Ron. And I try to
100%.
always put a piece of his jewelry, like these are both his,
Yep.
or a phrase of his, or a picture in something like in the background
Yeah.
that's his. So there's been a lot of that stuff. My poor mom is
Yeah.
like
Well,
so MIA.
You did
because
name
she's
a
there.
character an idiot sitter.
You're right. I did name her Tansy.
As I mean, we're gonna jump around here a little bit.
Okay.
It's not necessarily going to be in chronological
Great.
order.
Great. Let's do
but
it. Let's do it.
Idiot sitter.
Idiot sitter.
What a delight. And I had forgotten that her stepmom's name is Tansy.
Yes.
So get that right in there.
Yeah.
But yes, little nods to Ron, to Tansy, just to your family. Was your dad, am I making this up? Was he in advertising?
He was.
Okay.
He was in advertising
Okay.
all growing up, then had his own advertising agency called the Bell Agency. Used to go there and like play with his markers and like just I was just so in love with being there. It was such a source of creativity for
Yeah.
me at such a young age.
Oh, I
just
love
seeing
that.
how commercials come together and seeing the editing bay and all of that. And he always wanted to direct and he never got to. So
And did he also, was Jingles part of it?
I don't know that he ever wrote the jingles.
I
but
wasn't sure if I was conflating a few things when I was rewatching Brittany Runs a Marathon.
Oh, the jingles of it
yes,
all.
that jingle moment.
I know.
And her working in advertising.
Yeah.
And I know that was written and directed by Paul.
Yes.
But you with really, I find everything you do, you're always bringing your full self and you are helping truly create the character.
Oh,
I mean, first of
sweet.
all, so on Workaholics,
Yes.
Jillian Belk,
Yeah,
I
very
love
close to my own name.
very close. I was rewatching one of my favorite episodes. I loved that show. I
Ugh,
had again, this is what I want this podcast to be to some degree is like a remembrance or a
yeah.
celebration of stuff that maybe is not very current or just is like the great stuff.
It was a
And
wild thing when that came into my life because
yeah,
I'd known those guys for a while now.
yep.
They were like, "We're writing something for Comedy Central. Will you play a weird woman?" And I was like, "Where do I sign up?" And I was like, "Yeah, absolutely. Please make me have a love for all animals and just be the weirdest woman you've ever seen." And it came at such a unique time because I
Yeah.
believe we shot the pilot over the summer while I had written for SNL for 1 year, and then
Okay.
that summer, we shot the pilot, and then I found out that I didn't get asked back to SNL, and then I found out the Workaholics got picked up, but I didn't make a paycheck from once we had shot it, we didn't get paychecks for or we got paychecks and then it was, like, nothing for a year, like, it hadn't been released for a year. So then I had
Holy
to go back to my old day job
mm,
for, like, 7
oh
months,
my God.
and everybody was like and the worst part is it was at a talent agency as the receptionist.
Stop.
So
Stop it
I
right
was
now.
handing people their paychecks for, like, working as actors, and they were like,
Why are you back
weren't
here?
you at SNL writing and, like, didn't you get a show?" And I was like, "Yeah, it
Yeah.
hasn't aired yet,
Yeah.
so I
This
don't
is
have any money."
this is what Hollywood's
Yeah,
really
yeah,
like.
yeah.
Was it the talent agency Brianna was working at?
Yes,
Okay, got it.
yes.
Amazing.
There was 2 talent agencies, it was, like, Defining Artists was a branch of Bobby Ball agency. So I was
Okay.
working technically for Bobby Ball, but we were
Okay.
all in the same building.
Bobby Ball.
Bobby Ball
I
Talent
mean,
Agency,
exactly.
4605 Lancashire Boulevard, Suite 721. But then when I got let go there because I was looking at MySpace too much
Yeah, you
and they
were.
caught me, or Facebook, whatever it was, but I'm pretty sure it was MySpace. It was the real push I needed to start actually pursuing what I was doing and make it a regular thing.
And really, everything really that's where the corner kind of turned, right?
Yes, once Workaholics aired, then it was like Paul Thomas Anderson was a fan of Workaholics,
Yep.
so I got that call for The Master. Um, I I got to audition for 22 Jump Street, and I did an in-person audition with Jonah Hill and was so terrified and just was so mean to him and we were
Because you had to be
I had to
for the
be.
'80s,
I
yes.
had to be, and we were the exact same age, and I was just putting him down so hard about how old he was. And then
And
Goosebumps came,
nailed
and
that.
everything
Yeah.
just started coming from there. So I was so lucky to have gotten Workaholics, and I was so proud of, like, what, ended up happening for those guys too,
Yeah.
and
That show's really special, and you are such a huge part of why.
oh,
Those
thank
guys are
you.
so talented,
So
I
funny.
brilliant. Was such a pleasure to revisit that. And then, yes, I remember I feel like I knew who you were from Workaholics, and then 22 Jump Street, it was like, "Holy shit, who is this?" And just I mean, you, like, come off the screen. It was
Thank
incredible.
you.
It's incredible. Um, so then does Brittany come shortly thereafter? Or no, Idiot
No,
Singer?
okay, so let's see. We, meaning me
We.
and then also myself,
Yes. And I.
because one of us has to push the other one to go and do a job.
It's a real team effort.
22 Jump Street, then it was, I believe it was, like, Goosebumps and Office Christmas Party and Fist Fight, and there was, like, a bunch of really fun comedies that were the name of the title was exactly what you were going to
Yep.
tune in to see,
Yep.
and
That phase was a good
it
phase.
was a really fun
Yeah,
phase,
it was.
and then, yeah, Britney came up, and it was one of those where I was, like, so scared of the material,
Yeah, I bet.
and my sister, who is, like, my other half, my writing, partner, like, she'll help me with everything, she's my producing partner, and my partner in crime, but she is the person who I almost said no to it because I had said I was in, and then I was so scared of what it was gonna bring up for me because it's
Yeah.
a lot of body issues
Yeah.
and how women view themselves and the worth that they put on their weight,
Yep.
and so I almost said no, and Brianna was the one that said, "Why don't you sleep on it, and if you wake up in the morning and you're still thinking about how great the script is, then you'll do it." And I did.
I mean,
And I was like, "Thank God I did it," because it was so impactful on my
I
life.
was
It
gonna
changed my
say,
entire
your
life.
your life, your career,
Yeah.
just I think probably how you approach filmmaking in general,
Absolutely, I had
right?
never been number 1 on the call sheet as
Yep.
well, so it was like, you're the first one there, you set the tone with the director, you
Yep.
make sure that you feel like you're a host.
Yes.
You're welcoming
Totally.
everyone in, making sure they have brie and that they have
Yes.
a hug if they
Yes.
need it, and or if they don't need it, don't give them a hug,
Yep,
like,
we respect that
yeah,
too.
so it's just making sure that everyone feels, like, seen and heard and that you're going through I mean, Paul and I worked for 7 months before we started shooting,
Oh,
just
wow.
on every word we were saying and what it meant and what our intentions were, because it was one where we couldn't get it wrong. And there were scenes in that movie where it was like, we're going for a really ugly side of this character,
Yeah.
and what are we saying with this? And
Yes.
and and I do think it was part of the movie that I was like, it's gonna be the hardest scene I ever have to shoot, and it's the reason we're making it because usually we show women losing weight or getting pretty or taking off their glasses and then they're perfect.
Yes.
And it's actually like, oh no, you actually sometimes become uglier and like lose yourself in it. And I've noticed a lot of people too, because I'm very pro the like Ozempic, Zepbound, all of that, because I
Sure.
think it's like the one thing that everyone is not okay with because if you have some kind of an illness, there's medication for that, but
Yep.
not for people who
Yes.
struggle with food noise or weight
Yeah.
gain. But I will say that I do think that there is also something to like doing therapy while you're doing this because it is very important for you to
Yes.
take an inner look at yourself and see if you're like starting to I remember when I was shooting Brittany Runs a Marathon, I was starting to do the thing of am I tinier than that person or am I bigger than that person? And
Yes.
that's when it gets into tricky territory and you're like, I'm actually not the weight I'm supposed to be, what my
Yes.
body is meant to be
Yes.
because I'm now having the reaction of trying to be the thinnest woman in the room, and that's never going to happen for me.
No.
It's just I was born with bigger bones. It's
Yep.
just not gonna happen.
You rightly so you were just taking it so seriously doing this movie because you had a responsibility.
It was a big
Yeah.
responsibility,
And
and I
I
felt it, and
yes,
I wanted it to be mine and not someone else's. Like,
totally.
that was the reason I knew, like Brianna said, I was like, "I don't want someone else playing this
Yeah.
that hasn't experienced it, because it's
Yes.
going to" for Paul even, I was like, and we had, like, so many moments in the beginning where we were both like, "Wow, we're really gonna trust each other with this," because it was his baby and
Yeah.
his first directorial debut,
Yeah.
and for me, it was my first time being a lead, so there were moments where we were both like, "How are we gonna do this when it comes to the day? We just do it?" Like,
Totally. But there was clearly a lot of trust there,
there had
which
to be
right.
because it was all on
And
us.
that's the foundation of everything. I felt this
Yeah.
when you and Brianna and I were working together,
Yes.
and I feel it even moving forward just in our friendship, but in any really fruitful creative experience. If
Yeah.
there's trust as the foundation,
Yes.
you're good. You're gonna find
Yes.
it. You're gonna maybe mess up here, you're gonna recalibrate here, but you're gonna get there because you're not having your guard so high up because
Right.
you're wondering which side this person is on.
If the foundation is solid,
Yeah,
then you can build anything.
exactly. It's like any good relationship.
Yeah.
So that was the case for you and Paul on Brittany,
Yes.
and you were novices in certain ways, but also
Yeah.
you got it.
I also have to give a shout out to Margot Han because she was on that, and
Yes.
she was like
She's such a great
she's
producer.
such a great producer, and she just really like, she even would come into my trailer for lunch, and, it was one of those where we would just sit there and play Adele very loudly
Yeah.
and eat healthy salads and just be like, "We're gonna have pizza very soon." Like, and
Yes.
she was like doing it with me. And I was just so
Yeah.
grateful for that. And it to me was the beginning of, my own relationship with producers, because I was a producer
Mhm.
on that film, but I was like, I was never feeling like I was in the mix with the producers. It always
Yeah.
felt like they were over here and I'm over here.
Yes.
And then shortly after I met you, and I was like, "Oh my God," like I didn't know how much I needed to have those relationships with the producers I work with from
Yeah.
now on.
Yeah.
So not only is it really important for me for every project I do to meet the producers, but the director as well, and get an assessment of like, who am I about
Yeah.
to spend a lot of intimate time with?
Exactly. But I will say, in revisiting the movie, I saw it when it came out. I saw it again, I don't know, a few months later, just
Yeah.
because I loved it so much. And
Aw.
I I have this thing that as the older I get, the more people I talk to, and the more life goes, I don't want to say downhill,
No, you
but
can say
we're
downhill.
gonna say we take our comforts where we can.
Yeah.
If I love it, I will rewatch it and rewatch it and rewatch it. It's a security blanket. It's like,
Yep.
it's just, that's my relationship with.
Yeah,
Um,
I had a big thing during the press for summer of '69 where I was
yeah.
saying to people, I think the term comfort film
Mhm.
has become a naughty term, and it shouldn't be, because it's the one that you watch
It's
the
my entire
most.
life.
It's the one you revisit because you're like, I actually am not doing well. I need a few good men.
Yes. In more ways than one.
Yes.
You want me on that wall.
Yes,
You
you
need
need
me
me
on
on
that
that
wall.
wall.
Like, that's just what it is. No,
Ugh.
same with, I mean, you can recite Clue off the top of your head, but I'm using
Yeah, which one do you have?
I'm right on top of that rose,
Oh,
which could also have been one of yours. We bonded real hard, you, me, and Brianna,
yes,
and Lauren,
immediately
over
over
how
that.
much we love Don't Tell Mom the
Oh, it's
Babysitter's Dead.
so good, and the fashion in it is just like, what is happening? And
It's
you're there for all of
it's
it.
everything. The revisiting of, like, a good '80s or '90s movie.
It's all I'm doing lately.
Oh my god.
I went to a holistic doctor recently who printed out like things I need to be doing. It's like, take vitamin
Yeah.
C or take this. And one of them just said, stop watching murder shows and watch 80s or 90s films. And I
Were
I
you
take
like,
it like it's my
"Yes."
medicine.
Correct.
And
Exactly.
so
That's
it's
the
it's
script.
it's baby boom.
Correct. Casey
It's
Wyatt forever.
oh gosh.
It's Baby Boom, it's Don't Tell Mom and the Babysitter's Dead, Soap Dish, Troop Beverly Hills.
Oh,
Have we talked
soup
about
dish
Troop
and treat.
Beverly Hills?
No, we don't talk about it
We don't talk about it
enough.
enough. Working Girl,
Working Girl we
obviously.
talk about.
Adventures in Babysitting.
Oh,
Perfect.
the beginning of that movie
Don't
with
even
that song.
don't get me started.
That
Don't
song?
How many times have you picked up curtains and put them on your head like it's a
Like it's a
wedding veil?
veil. Ugh.
Chris Parker forever. We need to do a separate episode on Adventures in Babysitting, or even
Yeah.
on all of
Just
these.
all
It's
of our
just an
80s and
appreciation.
90s.
Yeah, it's true.
And I've been showing Luke. Luke is my fiance. I've been showing him
The great
all
Luke
of these
McGarry.
movies that he has never seen, and I am obsessed with what one of his favorites is,
Oh, tell
because it
me.
will blow your mind.
Okay, I'm ready. Maybe.
The Other Sister.
Juliette Lewis?
The Other Sister, Juliette Lewis and Giovanni Ribisi.
Ribisi. Oh, I mean,
That is a movie that is so good, and if you haven't rewatched it in a
I
while,
haven't rewatched it
it's a
since
Diane
I
Keaton
saw it.
special.
Yes, it is.
And they're both
Juliette
probably
Lewis.
it would probably be cancelable
It
now.
1000%.
And you cannot quote a single line from it, even though it's very quotable. But it is such a great movie, and it's so lovely and like
Of
so
all
sweet. And
the
it's a Gary
things
Marshall film.
Yes, and of all the things you were going to say,
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
not even
Well, look,
on the menu.
Look,
Yes.
he has gotten
You go deep.
the full go-tos, right? He has seen the Moonstrucks.
Yes,
He has
of
seen
course.
Baby Boom.
Yes.
He has seen, all of the movies that you and I just like
Could recite, could do a
could
live
just
reading.
like masturbate over, because they're
Yes.
so good
All day.
all day long. But I think, I was just so in love that he was like, this is a great film.
This is my, and were you like, right? Like, I
was
know
like,
it is.
no, I know.
Oh, Gary Marshall forever. My friend
Marshall.
Carolyn and I are always quoting the line from Soap Dish,
Yeah.
where he's like, that's expensive and it's depressing. You know what 2 words I like? Peppy and cheap.
Peppy and cheap.
When I texted her that I was doing this podcast,
Yeah.
I was like, "You know what it is? It's peppy and it's cheap."
Yes, yes.
It's not super cheap,
No,
but it is.
but it's
Yes,
peppy.
but it's peppy. We're trying.
Oh my gosh. Love it.
Okay, that's amazing. So, I wanna jump forward for a moment to Summer of '69 if I could,
Okay.
because something you said before, I wanted to not forget to bring up. So I ran into Mary Elizabeth and Charlie
Oh,
Day
God, I
at
love
an
them both.
event a couple months ago. It was like probably a month before Summer of '69 was coming out.
Coolest Hollywood couple.
I mean, the greatest. So I ran into Emmy and Charlie, and I was talking to him about Summer of '69. And this is what he said. And I feel like I didn't want to forget to mention this today because this is so representative and emblematic of you. He was like, Jillian is one of the few people who, when she calls, it's an automatic yes. To be someone that is an automatic yes when it is not shooting in Los Angeles, that
Not
movie
it
is
is 2
extremely
planes
yes, 2
to
plane
get
rides to get to Syracuse,
to
New York.
Syracuse. Yes.
When it's, you didn't make it for nothing, but it's not like,
No.
"Oh, here's a payday."
No, it is not a
No,
payday.
not at all.
And he's coming in and he's doing, I believe it was 2 or 3 days, and even beyond that, he stayed longer
I mean,
to hang out with some of the crew and go
such a
golfing with someone in the
mensch.
cast. Like, he is just the best at what he does. He is such a brilliant comedian, and beyond that, he's such a great actor.
Yes. Oh my
Like,
god. I can't wait for
just
this new movie
I
that he and Allison
know.
Williams just
I
did with my
know.
buddy Peter Warren.
But man, Charlie
The best.
Day,
But he's like, "It's an automatic yes." And I was like,
that's
"And
so
that sums up
sweet.
the magic of Jillian Bell." And he was like,
That's
"Oh,
so
dude, she
sweet.
crushed it." He's
He is
so funny in your
so
movie. Oh my god.
disgustingly hilarious, like, just a terrible man,
Well, I
and
mean,
ugh,
he's incredible. He's always incredible. And then knowing that he would come and again bring what he
ugh.
does and elevate it even beyond what was
Yeah,
on the page.
yeah, and
It's so cool.
it was so cool with that movie too because we are having newcomers like Sam Morellos
Oh,
and
she's
Matt Cornett
amazing.
had done some things, but, still
Yeah, they
coming
were
up on
so
the
good.
scene. And then you have, like, Paula Pell, who's,
Yes.
like, a comedic legend,
Get
and
out of here.
Charlie Day, and then Liza Koshy and Nicole Byer, who are,
Yep.
like, in that booming part of their career. So it's so exciting to work with people of all levels
Yeah,
and just, the I will say the kids because 'cause they're younger are so excited, right?
totally.
And then the pros come in and they're excited, but they know how to do their work and they nail it and
Yep.
and every part of it was exhilarating to me, and so it was the most, and I've said this before, most stressful but creatively fulfilling job I've ever done, and
Yeah,
it's all I wanna do now, and for
exactly.
acting, I always felt like at the beginning, you're so excited to prove yourself, and then you kind of, in some ways, prove yourself because 'cause you're getting more jobs,
Yeah.
and then you feel like you have to live up to something, and you're waiting for someone to see how you fail, how
Yes.
you're a failure deep down
Yes.
inside, and
Because yes,
because
yes.
anxiety and, all the
God, she's a loud
complexities
voice. Yes,
that
totally.
come with being a creative person.
Yes.
And it just got to the point where I was like, I'm not even really enjoying doing a movie unless I'm improvising most of the part. And I've done a few of those, which has been really fun
Yeah.
and something I would love to do again. But when it comes to doing straight up roles, it's not like I'll say no to everything, but I do feel like being more at the center of the film, being a filmmaker
Yep.
is something where as soon as I put it on, it was like I finally put on the right pair of shoes. It
Yes.
just felt so safe and lovely and fun and joyful
Yes,
and
and they fit.
exciting. Yeah.
Yes. I mean, we knew that would be the case,
Well,
and
I didn't, but
y y
you did, but I did
I
not.
definitely knew, Brianna definitely knew,
Yeah.
everyone close to you, I think, very much, and because you are such a light, your energy is amazing, but you also like, nobody works harder. So
I worked my
coming
little butt
from
off.
the yes, you
Yeah,
do.
I try.
And that is the example to set, right? Like, that's you're leading with that, and everyone rises to the occasion.
Well, and one of the things I did too at the beginning, which I did feel like it was important because it was Chloe's first,
The amazing Chloe Fineman, she's
number one on
so
the
good
call.
in the movie.
She's so freaking
Oh my
brilliant in that
god.
movie. Sam Morellos and Matt Cornett. So I sat down with all three of them and I go, look, my first directorial debut, your first lead, like your first movie,
Yep.
like you're the leading guy. Like this is
Yeah.
all of our firsts. So we have a great responsibility, which is that the crew and the rest of the cast is gonna look to us and see how we treat each other. And if we're really respectful and just have the best time of our lives and have the most incredible summer, and you guys feel supported, and there's enough of a playground there that I've set up so that you guys feel like you don't have to worry about failing, because
Yep.
there is no failing. You never know what's gonna make it into the cut, and we'll need it. So try, try,
Yep.
try.
Exactly.
Then we're gonna have the time of our lives. But, like, we that has to be established, and
So
I will
great.
never be disrespectful to you, and I hope that it can be reciprocated.
Exactly, and that's the I was talking about this with another guest, the safe space of that, that's
Yeah.
all we want, right? We
It's
all wanna
all we
be
we just wanna
seen
feel
and
normal
feel safe.
and feel
How
safe.
hard is this, guys?
It's so
Apparently,
easy.
it's actually super fucking hard.
Why
I
though?
know, I know. The recipe's different every time, so you don't know
Yes.
how certain things are going to combine or interact, but just to establish that up front as the director and have the vulnerability to do it,
Because it is
and
a responsibility, and I
it's
think
a great one.
and what I said to them too is, it's a fun responsibility,
Yeah,
because
exactly.
honestly, you're gonna see that everyone's showing up very excited for work if we do that.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly, like, why did we all get into this? I mean, this is another sorry, I'm
Love
putting
No,
on
I
as
love
you
you.
know,
I love you doing
I
that
am
right
lip
now.
balm, addicted? Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll say.
Yeah,
Yeah, for
for
sure.
sure.
Rosebud Cell forever. So, um, we all got into this,
Yeah.
and I'm trying to not reclaim it, but, like, reconnect with it
Yeah.
because of where we are in the business right now too, and this is
Ooh.
part of what I wanted to do with this podcast. I wanted to, like, find like Billy Crystal in
Yeah.
City Slickers when he's
Yes.
like, "I gotta go find my smile."
Oh,
That's a little dramatic of me for me to apply it here.
everyone I
The
talk to is
business
not okay. The business is not
they're
okay.
not okay. I was texting my best friend Amy about this yesterday, and she was like,
Yeah.
"Also, I wanna say everyone is clearly not okay." And so it's not just the
Yeah.
business, I mean, it's the world. You know, she's in Philadelphia and works at
Right.
Penn, but also the business.
I mean,
It's
this business,
savagery.
it is insane.
That's the word I keep using is, like, it's savagery out there,
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah. The
It's
fact that I have
not
something right now that we've talked about before that's
yeah,
fully packaged, has 0 bites, and has, like, one of the biggest movie stars in the
yeah.
world, and you're just like, people are not
How?
making comedies? I think they're not making comedies unless they're, like, 3,000,000.
Exactly. And it's those are people in rooms talking, right?
Yes.
There's no special effects.
No.
There's nothing elaborate. You know, we shot our movie in 19 days. Matt's up in Portland making his movie 19 days.
You know what? I kinda
It's
like the 19 days of it, if people feel prepared enough for it.
that's the thing.
If there's enough
Yes.
prep for it,
Yep.
then it can be the most fun thing in the world, because you are like, "Go, go!" Like, everyone is
Yes.
just running and trying to make things happen, and it feels like a play.
I'm sure this will resonate with you, but there's a director that I worked with years ago who said, "I'm never nervous on the first day of shooting if I've done my job right in
Yes.
prep. I am always terrified on the first day of prep." And
Oh,
I
yes.
really relate to that,
Yeah,
you
that
know?
makes the most sense to me, because you're
Exactly.
also in a room with people and you're like, "Am I talking? Am
It's
I the
me.
one talking?" Welcome
Exactly.
all, one and all, and then I feel like a circus
Here we
show
are.
performer, and I'm like,
And
"Here, here, come."
and everyone's adjusting to each other, right? Like,
Yeah.
the sort of alchemy is coming together.
It's camp.
It takes a
It's the
minute.
first day of camp,
Yes.
and you are learning who's
Totally.
who and what's what, and it's so funny because for Summer of '69, I had decided I for a short period did Zepbound, which is sort of like the Manjaro,
Mhm.
Ozempic of it all, but I decided in that week, "Let me up my dose for the first time. Let
Sure.
me just up my dose."
Nothing else is going
And
on.
I'll start it Monday morning
Yeah,
that I
let's
up my
change a
dose.
variable.
So Monday morning was the day that I was supposed to everyone was showing up from the crew. We were doing our first tech scout, and everybody was like, they're waiting in the the kitchenette to have a little pep talk from you. And I was like, great, just give me 1 second. And I threw up so hard.
Oh my
And then
god.
they were like, Jillian, they're waiting. I'm like, coming,
When
coming, coming.
I think this about sideline reporters also. I'm so
Oh,
obsessed with football, and I was listening to Erin Andrews and Carissa's podcast, and they were talking about how It's not an option to run.
Yeah.
I'll be right back. That's just not an option.
Yeah, because of being in costumes for too long. I'm
Oh,
sure that's
yeah.
why I had kidney stones.
Yes,
I had to have 3
100%.
procedures to get kidney stones out because I had
I didn't
so
know this. Oh
many.
my God. I will protect the innocent here and we will not name names,
Yeah.
but there was a story you told me, you shared with me about a episode or a show you were shooting
Yeah.
and one of the other actors having some like diva-ish behavior, but
Right.
in a way that was also so um we could have empathy for it
Yes.
because you are experienced enough now to know that
Yes.
the request of them was
Yes.
actually inappropriate
Right.
and them kind of
And their
probably
history.
yeah, exactly.
And just the history
Correct.
of being and I will like if a female actor
Yes.
in this industry that has been around since like the Weinstein of it all, and
Yes.
has experienced all of those types of meetings.
Untold.
I mean, I remember like even for me, I walked up during a scene where it was like a sex scene for me, and I was just like, "Hi, I'd love to be a part of the
Yeah,
conversation." And it
exactly.
was just all men standing
Oh,
there.
don't mind me.
And I'm like, "What? How does this
I know.
happen?"
I
It
know.
it blows my mind.
And we've made such strides.
Yes. I
And
can't believe
also,
how late
I know.
we got, what are they called?
Intimacy coordinators.
Intimacy
I
coordinators.
know.
I don't even know it because it's so
No,
new.
correct. I
I'm like,
know.
that is wild that that was never a part
I know. Matt's
of a set.
dealing with that right now on his movie, and they were trying to figure out scheduling the intimacy coordinator, and one of the actor like, they couldn't make it work at first, and good for him, he was like, "Yeah, this isn't optional.
Yeah.
Like, we have to fit this
'Cause
in."
he's the
God bless Matt
best.
Smith. I mean,
God
thank you.
bless Matt
Let's
Smith.
just give him his flowers for 1 sec.
You and your whole
I miss
family. I
that
am
guy.
just obsessed
I love
with
you.
all of them.
Oh my
Like,
god.
just the
Thank
dream
you.
family.
Oh my
Like,
god.
truly, when I'm like, "Should I have kids? Should I not have kids?" I always think about your family, and I'm like, I should have
Oh
kids."
my god. This is obviously, as you know, that means more to me than anything else you
I
could ever
know.
say to me,
I
so
know.
thank you. To bring it back to family for one quick sec.
Yes.
So we're at the Summer of '69 premiere.
Mhm.
You get up and in your this is one of the very special things about you also.
Oh my
You
gosh.
are
She's too
one
kind to me today.
we're being too nice to each other.
Yeah.
Let's just like Jonah Hill,
Yeah.
Jillian Bell, 22 Jump Street audition, rip each other apart in
Yeah,
a
yeah,
second.
yeah.
Um you get up to make a speech at the front and you are it's so heartfelt and it's so funny all at once.
Oh,
And I remember 2 things. I remember, of course, Ron Bell gets a mention
yeah.
because Ron Bell, even though I never met him, I remember, I think it was your sister, but it might have been you on his birthday this year. Happy Ron Bell Day to all who celebrate.
Yeah.
And I was like, I celebrate.
He loves he loved his birthday.
He loves the
So we
birthday.
always go out to a dinner or do something.
Exactly. Like
Yeah.
he's still around.
Yeah.
And I think the influence he had on you every
Yeah.
Sunday of your childhood, he
Yeah.
takes you guys to the movies. This is so he's not at the Summer of '69 premiere, but he is.
But he is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you also were so funny. And you said something like, apologies to everyone who was just looking forward to hearing the Bryan Adams song.
Because it's not in the film.
Yes. We listen.
We thought it would be.
Yes.
And it's not.
And unfortunately, it is not. That would have been great. Onward. Hope you enjoy the film.
Anyone can leave if they want to now.
Exactly. It also was such a I loved seeing it in a theater. I mean, that theater
It
specifically
was
is the
so
best.
much fun.
But also, especially in this world of comedies are mostly on streaming.
yes.
And if, I've only seen Palm Springs in a theater once at Sundance because it didn't end up coming out in
That's
the
right.
theater
That's right.
because of the pandemic.
But seeing it at Sundance, was it the most unbelievable
it was an
screening?
unbelievable experience.
That's what happened to us because we were at South by Southwest.
Yes, yes.
That was my first time watching it with more than 6 people. So I had never seen it.
Which
We
is
didn't do screenings. We didn't test it. Nothing.
talk about vulnerable.
So I was sitting with 1,100 people watching it for the first time with like more than 5 people, 6 people. And hearing it, they were missing jokes. Like it was the moment where I was like, oh my God, it might work. I think it might work. And I was just so
Yes.
thrilled. I was But it's, like, such an experience getting to watch it in a
It
movie
is,
theater.
and I miss
I
that. I
know.
just saw Naked Gun,
You
which
did?
oh my god, it's so good.
Ugh,
No surprise, it's
okay.
so
I
good.
can't wait.
Kiev, I mean, obviously,
I
everything
can't wait
Kiev
to
does
see
is
it.
gonna be so great. But so I took my boys actually
Ugh,
to the Paramount lot because Kiev invited us to the cast and crew screening. So the movie's coming out this weekend,
yeah.
and so by the time this podcast airs, it will have been out. But I'm just so hopeful, like, go to the theater, laugh
Yes.
your fucking balls
Yeah,
off.
we need it.
My kids were dying.
Ugh,
Oh, and but just seeing it in there's just nothing like seeing a really funny comedy
yes.
with a crowded audience, and
Yeah.
that was I wasn't at South by, but seeing it at the premiere, I was so proud of you, but I was also so happy for you, and you deserve every ounce of the good vibes, and
Thank
also, I
you.
remember texting so, just to touch upon Brianna for one quick
Yes,
sec,
let's do it.
Brianna Bell singer,
Brianna Bell singer.
I mean, BB. One of the greatest human beings you'll ever meet.
Ever.
I've never seen a relationship, a sister relationship that you and Brianna have. I've never I was gonna say been a part of one
Yeah,
because
you
I've
could be a part of it.
oh, well, I've wormed my way
Yeah, yeah,
into
yeah,
it.
yeah.
But I have never seen a relationship that is so, for lack of a better way to put it, uncomplicated in
Yeah.
its love,
It's pure.
connection. She has your back and you have her back in a way
100%.
that that comes through in everything you do, but is not like it's not like too much. Like it's not put
Mm,
on for like, hey, Hollywood's tough. We're gonna put on a bit
right,
of a show here so that
right.
people know we're not in that we're
No,
impenetrable. No, it's
we stay
just so
real.
fucking sincere.
Yeah, we stay very real with each other, and
Oh
we're
my
very
God.
much like, you need someone who has your back,
Oh,
especially in this industry. That's why people watch a movie and see like, "Oh, Adam Sandler's working with these 3 people again and
yes.
again and again." It's like, well,
That's
because
why.
they've been family forever and
Correct.
they will always look out for each other,
And the
and
trust is there, and
yeah.
because the trust is there, you also can have I don't even wanna say hard conversations, but you can
No, we
have the
can. We
absolutely, I mean,
can.
she has more credibility than anyone, and because she came up in the business being an agent for a long
Right,
time.
which is because she wanted to help me.
Yes.
She moved out to Los Angeles and became an agent even though she wanted to do something in music and PR. She became a talent agent so that she could tell my parents, "Move her out here.
It'll be
I
okay.
will look
I
out
got
for
her.
her
Yep.
and, I will rep her and try to get her whatever I
I mean,
can."
that says it all.
I
That
mean, that's
speaks
exactly who
volumes.
we are. So when it came to the time where she was a partner at her talent agency and I was starting to produce movies, I was like, we need to be producing together. Every script that comes in, you and I dissect it. We figure out what it is about it that we love or hate or are
Yes.
just finding ourselves being like, this part is feeling way too broad or
Just any
just
of the things.
any of the things that
Yeah.
come up with reading a script. We did it always. So it was like felt ridiculous that we were doing this separated from
Yeah,
each other.
and that's when you formed Sora Pictures,
Yes.
your production company,
Yes.
with the cutest offices anyone can ever come to.
Once
She is
again.
a special person, and your relationship is just really, really special.
Well, you're very special to us.
I
So,
I
like,
love
the
you guys so
second
much.
you're a total honorary
Oh,
Belle.
I mean, I
You
dream
are.
of that. I
You
dream
are.
about that, especially with a last name like Sloviter. Becky Bell. Becky Bell
Becky
sounds Becky
Bell?
Bell. I
That's
mean,
cute as
maybe you could
hell.
have me. Um, okay. You have been so generous with your time. So I want
Oh
to
my gosh.
get to the final thing that we're going to do with every episode called Last Looks.
Okay.
We are calling it Last Looks because I wanted to have this sort of celebration appreciation of pop culture
Right.
because I think the things we connect to are so defining of our personalities, right?
Mhm.
And I mean, we were raised on Diane Keaton and Goldie Hawn and those
Ugh,
movies, and they mean everything to us. We
everything.
didn't get overboard in there. We will talk
We
about that
will we
another
will another
time.
time.
Listen to me, medical people. Um, I'll just quote that movie all day. I wanna ask about movies, books, TV shows, and music. So,
Okay.
first one, what is your favorite movie of all time? Which is a really hard question to ask considering what a movie lover you are, but
I mean,
if you
the
had to
obvious answer is Clue, but
yes,
I'm trying to see if there's something else that I can say because we covered Clue a lot.
we did.
I am going to say that one that is really up there for me and has always been number 2 when I talk about, like, if, top 5
Yeah.
is Ordinary People.
My
Ordinary
God.
People means a lot to me.
MTM and Timothy oh my
Timothy,
God.
I mean, Mary Tyler Moore
MTM in the
in
role
the
of
role.
that
How did
is
she not get the Oscar?
it's an
There
abomination,
is a
A.
scene in that movie that
Which
is
one?
my favorite scene in a movie. It is when she is sitting in her dead son, spoiler alert, but
Yeah.
it happens right at the beginning.
Yes.
Her dead son's empty bedroom. And Timothy Hutton comes home from school, and she didn't know he was going to be there. And they're both like, "Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to. I got home." And she's like, "You scared me." And then he's like, "School was good." And she's like, "How was school?" Like they're just off. They're
Yep.
just not meeting each other where they're at.
Yep.
And then he says, "I got a D, or I failed my algebra test." And she goes, "Oh, I was never good at algebra." And he goes, "Oh yeah, yeah." And he leans in because they finally have something they connect over. And she goes, "Was it algebra?" This
Mm.
remember, and then she walks away, and
Mm.
it's I'm misquoting all of it, but because it's different subjects probably and all of that, but the sentiment of it is the need to connect with someone who you should have the most connection with, which is mother and
Yep.
daughter or son,
Yep.
and it is not present, and it can't be, and you cannot force it to be. And I just think it is, to me, it's the movie I watch before I write any movie or television show, television episode, because it is a reminder of how far we've gotten away from trusting the audience with overloading them with exposition. So little
Yes.
needs to be said for me to know what is going on in their dynamic. I mean, now we have exposition in voiceover and we're seeing it on screen.
Exactly. And also because I loved the Mary Tyler Moore Show so much,
Mm,
she is unrecognizable in that
she
part.
is
So it's like
she is a monster
there
in
is no
this
hat to
movie.
throw up in the air.
No, there is nothing. And Donald Sutherland is
He's perfect. He's
perfect
perfect.
in this film.
That is I'm so glad you're calling that out.
It's a great one.
And it's also exactly what I'm hoping for with
Yes.
this podcast of
Yes.
just whoever is
Who gets to
listening is
talk
like,
about
"Oh,
that?
I love that."
Yeah.
And we'll go revisit it.
Right.
Because the
Or
art
hasn't
or
seen
has
it yet.
maybe never seen it.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Do yourself a favor
Oof.
and bring the tissues.
So good.
Okay. Second question. If you were stranded on a deserted island,
Oh,
what 2 albums would you have with you to help maintain your sanity until you are rescued? So it's not like a Tom Hanks and Castaway situation. You're not
right.
there for years and years,
Yes.
but like you're there for a bit.
I'm gonna go with Days Are Gone by Haim.
Yes.
And I'm gonna go with the MTV Unplugged,
Ooh.
Tony Bennett.
Jillian Bell, talk about containing multitudes. Say more. That's amazing.
Tony Bennett
Yes.
is, to me, when he passed away, that was like
Yeah.
losing a godfather for me.
Oh,
Like
totally.
I grew up listening to him. He was more played in my house than Sinatra or Dean Martin or anyone, even though I love all of them.
Of course. Is that a little bit of the born and raised in Vegas thing, do you
That's a
think?
born and raised in Vegas. That is being Ron Bell's daughter because
Yes.
he loves jazz music and
Yes.
really appreciated Tony Bennett. And
And the MTV Unplugged specifically, like, you know
yes,
every little intonation, little, like, side
all
comment
of
he
it.
might have made.
Oh,
Oh,
stop. There's
it's
another one I just thought of. I have a tattoo of it on my
you
arm.
can have a 3rd album, tell me.
Flame Pie by Paul McCartney. It's a very little known album, but I
Look at that tattoo. I
know.
love it.
It's
I
done
don't think
in
I've
the
seen that one.
style of
Of that font?
of how it is on
Oh.
the album.
Oh,
And
that's such a
that's
great
another one
one.
with Ron Bell. We used to, when he would drive me to school and I was like 12 or something,
Yeah.
we listened to that on repeat. So
Oh, I
that's
love
another
it.
special one.
Those Matt and I talk about that all the time. Like certain songs will come on. He's like, I'm in the back of my mom's station wagon.
Yes.
It's 1982.
Oh,
That's always like The Police, pretty much.
yes.
But yes, those Billy Joel for me
Yep.
with my dad.
Yes.
And I can just, all of that
You
stuff.
put
just
yourself
like,
right back
right
there.
back there. I
Mhm.
love that.
Yeah.
Okay. A book. What is either your favorite book of all time or a book you've read recently that has really stayed with you and you'd want to recommend?
Oh, okay. So I got to read an early copy of Zasha Mamet's Does This Make Me Funny?
Oh,
And
I cannot wait for this book.
it's unbelievable.
I bet.
It is so remarkable what she's been through, and she really is, talk about the definition of vulnerability.
Yeah, I bet.
I mean, she just gets in there and tells you everything, and it makes you, um, I'm not a parent yet.
Yeah.
I'm not a parent of a daughter, but if I were, I feel like I just wanted to hold her a lot
Yeah.
and be like, you're safe, you're gonna be okay.
Yeah.
And at the same time, she was making me laugh during it. It's the classic combination.
Yeah, and to circle it back to, that's what you have as well,
Oh.
and I think, Brittany was one of the first times we got to see the depths of your dramatic work
Oh, thank
right
you.
next to the comedy, but a book like that, oh, I can't wait to read that.
It's
So
fantastic.
this is an early copy, it's not out yet.
It's not out yet, but it
Ooh,
will be
okay,
out soon.
great. I'm going
And I
to
recommend
devour
it.
it and
Yeah.
have Zasha on. And finally, last question.
Okay.
TV show. Doesn't need to be your favorite TV show of all time, but that's also a great answer.
Okay.
Or what are you watching now or recently? Doesn't have to be a current thing, but just what you've loved and would recommend.
Yeah.
I'll say one of
Yeah,
the
tell
ones
me.
for me right now. I just watched this show that's on Hulu called Adults.
Yeah.
Nick Kroll's the producer. It's Kreisel show.
Amazing.
It is so fucking funny
Ah,
in a way that Matt and I were watching it because one of the actors in that is doing the movie that he's making up in Portland. So we were watching it, and I couldn't remember the last time I had watched a half-hour comedy
right.
that was so wall-to-wall hilarious.
I gotta
and
watch it.
The character work is so well done. They're our favorite thing. They're specific.
Yeah.
And that's the best.
Yeah.
So I say that to give you a lot of runway if there's
Oh.
anything that fits in here. But that's
I mean, my favorite show is Dateline, so
I
I'm
do
just
know.
gonna say that. But
Oh,
one
Keith.
Oh,
Keith.
Keith. Oh,
Oh, Keith.
Josh.
Oh,
all
my
of
God. Oh,
them.
all of them. Yes.
But I will say that a
God.
scripted show, I'm gonna give some props to 4 Seasons.
I loved it too.
I loved it. I had so much fun. I watched it twice because Luke
Yes.
hadn't watched it yet, so we watched it again together. And honestly, it was just like, and I miss this in shows where you get to hang out with friends. They just feel like they have been friends forever.
Yes.
And I think Carrie is
Oh, Carrie Kinney.
so good on that show.
Tina Fey, who can do no wrong.
Yes,
So, I mean,
yes.
obviously, but is so deep
Yes.
and nuanced on that show. I loved it. I reached out to Lang with just huge congrats, and I cannot wait for season 2. And
Oh.
boy, did they leave it with an amazing cliffhanger.
I mean,
And there was so much in that second to last episode. Tina Fey's performance but Will
she's
Forte. I mean, let's shout out
she
everybody.
is
Coleman
perfect.
Domingo.
there is a
Everyone.
moment.
Steve Carell's perfect always. I mean, don't get me started.
There
It's
is a
incredible.
moment of like brief cheating from someone.
Yes.
And it is the funniest response I've ever seen from a character. It is so good when the person finds out. Like, you're just like,
Yes,
Ah.
exactly.
oh, it's so well done.
They're
And
real
it's
people.
a comfort watch.
It
And
is.
I'm all about the comfort
Well,
right
and
now.
it looks beautiful.
It looks, I mean, the whole thing, you immediately Google, where did they shoot this so that I can go?
Well, it's so funny you say that. I did not say this on purpose, but I will now weave it back to the movie that I made last year with this incredible director of photography, Tim Orr.
Oh.
He is the director of photography
Wow.
on 4 Seasons. That is such a great,
Yeah.
great pull. Great
Yeah.
pull.
Thank
Everyone
you.
go watch it.
Thank
Netflix.
you.
I love you, JB.
I
Thank
love
you.
you. Thank
so
you for
much
having me on
doing
here.
This
It's
was a delight.
such an honor to be on your show
Oh
and to
my
be one of the first
Oh my
people
God.
on your show. Like, I'm like,
It means so much to me.
I
that you
love
did.
you,
I love
and
you.
I would do this a million times over. So you
I'm
have to
obvious-
have me every season.
I was going to say, obviously, you have to come back
Yep.
with the next movie that you direct
Great.
or star in or any of the amazing things that you do.
Okay, sounds good.
I love you.
I do love you. Yeah.
General Meeting with Becky Sloviter is hosted and executive produced by me, Becky Sloviter. Our editor is Jay Rothman. Our audio engineer is Hector Fernandez. Our director of photography is Dylan Mortensen. Our tech producer is Griffin Davis. Our theme song is by Jay Rothman. Special thanks to Jocelyn Falk, Megan Monaco Gilwitt, and Haley Rosenthal. And most importantly, go Birds.